Here on number 4 is where things are going to get more difficult, more interesting, you could say. Ignore this statement. Don't worry about this. It's just something about the programming. All right. So for every 8 tickets to a horror movie that a popular movie theater sells, they sell 4 tickets to a comedy movie. If they sold 8 more horror movie tickets in one night, how many tickets to both movies did they sell altogether? Hey, let me, for the sake of a more interesting problem, let me change this to 36. Just makes the problem a little more challenging, interesting. All right, so how are we going to do this one? At first glance, it might look like it's just the same as the other ones, but you'll see as we go on, it's actually got a couple extra wrinkles. So let's write the words. The words are very important. What are the words? What 2 things are we comparing in the ratio?
So for every 8 tickets they sell of horror movies, they sell 4 tickets of comedy.
Yeah, horror movie and comedy. Oops. That's right. So the horror movie tickets and the comedy movie tickets. So for every 8 horror, 4 comedy. So far, so good, right? Seems easy. Now, if you don't pay close attention and you just go, 8 over 4 is 36 over x, that's actually wrong. Or if you just go, oh, okay, it's the other way. 8 over 4 is x over 36. That's wrong also. Both of those are wrong. So that's what I mean by so don't just assume you can just write down and it's the same and it'll all be good. It's not. This one has some extra wrinkles. It's not that simple. You can't just grab the 3 numbers and plop them down and pop down an x and away you go. It won't be right. You have to be a little more careful. Okay, why is that wrong? Well, let's look carefully about what it says about the 36. Does it say there's 36 horror movie tickets? Is that what it says?
No, it's stating that if they sold 36 horror tickets in one night, how many tickets would people sell together?
Yeah, there's this very important word right here, more. If it wasn't for that word, this would be an easy problem, huh? If it just said they sold 36 horror movie tickets, that'd be a piece of cake. We just pop that down and away we go. In fact, this would be the right thing to do, wouldn't it? But they did say more. So they're not saying it's 36 horror movie tickets. It's 36 more. More than what? More than they sold a year ago? More than what? They say more. More than what?
In a night?
Well, more means more, right? It means more than what other thing was less. Tracking with me? If I say this is more, then that means something else was less.
More than the comedy tickets?
More than the comedy, exactly. Right? That's the meaning of the sentence, right? We all understand that? Is that right? So they're saying the number of horror movie tickets they sold was 36 more. Let me add those words for clarity. More than comedy tickets, right? They sold more horror movie tickets that night than they did to the comedy movie. The comedy movie was less, the horror movies were more. That's what they're saying. Well, how are we going to do this problem? What are we going to do for the other fraction? We don't know how many comedy tickets they sold, and we don't know how many horror movie tickets they sold. All we know is how many more horror than comedy. What should we do? Remember back?
I'm sorry.
You could go ahead. Yeah, what do you want to say?
X plus 36.
That is a beautiful thing to say. Exactly. Yeah, remember this from your algebra days Remember when you took your algebra classes? Maybe the last time was high school, right? Those were your favorite classes in high school, right? No need to answer. I know they were your favorite, I'm sure. So if you remember from then, when they say more, that means add, doesn't it? So in other words, if I let C be the number of comedy tickets that were sold, then C plus 36 will be the number of horror tickets that were sold, right? I'm going to use C instead of X. It's more meaningful. It's easier for us, I think. So everybody see that? That's right. That's what you do when they say one thing is more than another. You have to use an X, or in this case, a C. And C is comedy and C plus 36, right? That's 36 more, right? Add 36. That's 36 more to be the number of horror movie tickets. Now we can put the horror number as C plus 36 and the comedy as just C. How are we doing? Is that good? So this is definitely more tricky. Okay. Now let's go from there. We're going to go diagonal, diagonal like usual. Cross multiply. 8 times C is 4 times C plus 36. And the 4 distributes. 8 times C is 4C plus, what's that? 144. Good so far? Are we happy? I'm looking for your happiness here because I know you'll be happy when you understand. What do we do now to solve for C? Do you remember again from your favorite class in high school, your algebra class? How do you solve for C here?
You subtract 4C in order to get C by itself.
That's right. That's right. Very good. Subtract 4C. So 8C minus 4C is 4C, bring down the 144. Last step, you just divide at this point, divide by the 4, and C will equal, what's that? It's 36, right? 36. So C is 36. Now, it's tricky to finish this problem. Feels like, well, aren't we done? Well, they really asked a very tricky question. See up here what they want from us? They want total tickets. Total tickets. So how are we going to get total tickets? C is 36. So we know that's common. That's why I like using a meaningful letter like C instead of just X, because I know right away what it is. That's how many comedy tickets, huh? They sold 36 comedy tickets. So how do I figure out how many horror movie tickets they sold?
Wouldn't you just plug in whatever C is for C plus 36?
Beautiful. Yeah. So you bring it up here and you say, okay, right? Just what does this formula right here say exactly? It says C plus 36 is the number of horror movie tickets. And I know I plug in right there the 36. So this becomes 36 plus 36 is the number of horror, which is 72 is the number of horror, right? Everybody see that? We just plug in that. That's why I was careful to write those down. I really encourage you to write those words. I know people want to skip all the words and just put down the numbers and the letters, but the words really will help guide you. So once I got C as 36, I didn't have to wonder. I'd already written the formula for the number of horror tickets. It's just C plus 36. So I plugged in that C right here. And then I added 36. It happened to be 36 as well. And then I added 36, 72 horror movie tickets. And so now I'm in a position to answer the final question. Total number of tickets. What's the total number of tickets?
108.
Yeah. So 36 comedy and 72 horror we found. Add those up. 108 total. That's the answer to the question. 108 total tickets. So there we go. So that's a pretty tricky problem. Not easy for sure. Any questions I can answer on that one? Okay, so you really have to focus in on that little word more. Had a big impact.